Wow, what a crowd. How's everybody doing? It's awesome. I wish you guys could see this on Bassmaster.com, especially that it's only like 22 degrees out here right now. But what to do, say hello to everybody watching on Bassmaster.com. We hope you followed along all day today on FS1 and then later on Bassmaster.com. And we are here. Day number 3 of the St. Croix Bassmaster Opens presented by 7. This is Division II, stop number 1 here in beautiful Lake Ouachita in the Hot Springs, Arkansas area. And you guys, again, have turned out today. It's been an awesome week. And these guys, I think they've experienced spring, maybe almost summer, and then a fall, and then dead middle of winter today. You know, it's in that happened during practice too, but they persevered, and we've got our final 10 anglers, and we're going to see how it goes down here shortly. But several folks we want to thank before we get going. We'll start off with all of our sponsors, our title St. Croix Rods, and our presenting sponsor, 7 Reels. We got our crew over there, Eric and Austin. They're hanging out. Y'all want to go talk fishing? We got the hardware over there, too, if you want to go see that, because there's going to be 3 anglers holding up hardware as we go through this final weigh-in. On our platinum sponsorship level, Toyota trucks, we've got some brand new 23 models on display. We got a TRD Pro right there if you want to peek inside that, the newly redesigned Tundra. They get us all over the country, and we thank Toyota. The only truck that pays you to fish with that Toyota Bonus Bucks program. Also on the platinum level, Progressive Insurance. They title our Bassmaster Elite Series Angler of the Year. They've been with us for 3 years now. We appreciate their efforts. And then we talked about it, the Bass Pro Shops on our premier level. They're the new title of the Bassmaster Classic. We got that coming up close to you guys. We hope y'all can make a trip out there to Tulsa, Oklahoma, Grand Lake of the Cherokees at the end of March. So right at, 6 weeks away from that big show, the biggest show in fishing. So we're excited about that. Again, Bass Pro Shops titling that. And then we just announced the 2025 Bassmaster Classic just 2 days ago, slated for Ray Roberts Lake, the Fort Worth area. So again, another place close for you guys, and that's going to be in March of 2025. And whoever's holding up this hardware at the end of today will punch their ticket to that tournament. It'll be the second entrant into the 2025 Bassmaster Classic. Also on the premier level, Dakota Lithium, Humminbird, Yamaha Skeeter, Rapala, Ranger, Power Pole, Nitro, Minn Kota, and Mercury. Supporting level, AFCO, Daiwa, Garmin, Lew's, Lowrance, Marathon, Triton, and VMC. Those are all our national sponsors to get us around all over the country, all 9 of these open events. Again, there's 3 different divisions, and you have to be entered into a full division, and should you win one, you punch your ticket to the Classic. But in order, you're going to hear me talk about elite qualifiers today. If you're an elite qualifier, that means you're in all 9 tournaments. So we only have 2 of the 10 who aren't EQ anglers. So the other 8 are EQ anglers. That means they're entered into all 9 tournaments, vying for a berth to the Bassmaster Elite Series. That'll all go down as we continue to go through the season. This is stop number 2 for the Opens. We started a couple of weeks ago down in South Florida at Lake Okeechobee. So that's going to be interesting to watch that all unfold. So, a lot of local people we want to thank. We'll start with our host, Visit Hot Springs, Steve Harrison. We haven't been here since 2001. Been a while, and we are happy to be back, and I think it'll be much sooner than that after we've seen how this tournament go down. It's been a great tournament lake. It's fished well. It handles rough weather well, and again, based on this crowd, it handles a crowd well, too. So we appreciate you guys. With Steve Harrison and the fine folks at Visit Hot Springs, we thank them. Want to also recognize the Brady Mountain Group and Safe Harbor Marina right here, and Steven Anderson for all of their hard work. They basically letting us take over this whole area, not only this ramp, but all the way on the other side, and just this whole complex of what is called Brady Mountain. They've been fantastic. The last group, the Arkansas Bass Nation, Ron Plate. He's been our weighmaster all week, the president of the Arkansas Bass Nation. We always lean on those Bass Nations wherever we go. And you guys do a great job, and that's the grassroots. That is all of your local tournaments, your high school, your junior, your college. That's all umbrellaed under what we call the Bass Nation. And any local anglers out there, we've got a much easier route than ever before to get to the Nation Championship. And all you got to do is talk to Ron about it. Trust me, I said this every day. The more members he gets, the more championship berths he gets. So he would love to welcome you over into the Arkansas Bass Nation. So if you have any questions about that. But the key to Ron this week is getting all the camera boats, all the volunteers coordinated, and just helping us stay organized on the ground with what was ever needed that we didn't know how to do. He helped us do it. So, again, Ron, we thank you. And then want to recognize the B.A.S.S staff and all their hard work. We've got writers, photographers, tournament staff, people back in the studio, people back in Birmingham, Alabama, in our headquarters while all of this is going on. So, again, just a ton of folks, not only on site but backstage, making this all happen. So, as you can tell, it's not just me or someone right here talking on the mic. It's a lot of folks involved. So if you guys could help us show all of our appreciation to our sponsors and all of our volunteers and stakeholders by offering a big round of applause. All right. Let's talk about the tournament. Yesterday we crowned Robert Jacuzzi as the non-boater champion. He took home right at $7,000. And I think he just took it right back down the lake. I think he lives on the lake, so that was awesome. And then we set our sights on the top 10 here today. And going out in first place, I think a lot of you folks know this guy. His name's Jeremiah Kindy with 35-12. We got some Jeremiah fans out there. Another local, former Arkansas Tech angler. He's a college angler now moving into the Opens, Matt Baker with 34-10. Any Matt Baker fans out there? There we go. All right. Andrew Hargrove. I think Andrew's got a couple of fans out there, but Andrew's one of our EQ anglers sitting in third place with 34-4. Another EQ. The rest of these anglers are all EQ anglers. Out of Alabama, Logan Johnson. He's in fourth place with 33-4 as well. Fifth place coming to you all the way from California with 32-11, Christian Ostrander. Sixth place, Evan Kung had a 9:14 on day number one. He hails from Canada, and he's in sixth place with 32:10. We got Missourian Andy Newcomb with 32:10 as well. Paul Marks coming to you from Georgia. This is his second top 10 in a row. He's going to emerge after today in the lead of the EQ points. He's off to a very good start with 31:15 through his 2 days of fishing. Ninth place is New York angler Zach Gutermote with the biggest bass so far of the tournament with a 10-pound, 14-ounce monster yesterday, almost 11 pounds. He's sitting in ninth with 31-13. And then rounding out the top 10 is Texan out of Texas, another EQ angler, Blake Schroeder, with 31-12. So that's how it stands. We're going to bring them in reverse order. They bring in 5 fish per day, 13 inches in length, and we will see how it all shakes out. We'll add to those 2-day totals. But before we get started, we always honor the great nation that we live in. So if everyone would please rise, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our anthem. All right. I'm ready. Ron's ready. The scales are ready. The anglers are ready. The question is this massive crowd ready? You guys ready to get this championship weigh-in started? All right. That was just kind of your little teaser warm-up. We got cameras rolling. They're all over the place. I got a towel that's been used for the weigh-in for 3 days, so watch out if you're close. I'm going to twirl it on 3, and I need to hear you go crazy. All right. You guys ready? Let's hear it on 3. 1, 2, 3. It's okay. Eric and Austin, y'all didn't do anything. All right, we got to double it on 3. One more time. Let's get loud. Let's get the blood flowing. Let's raise it about 10 degrees because I think some of us are cold. On 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's bring him up. Blake Schroeder, an EQ angler in his second start. He's got a top 10 under his belt, coming in at 10th place with 31-12, 5 in the bag. To unseat Jeremiah, Eugene, just 4 pounds and an ounce. We got a new leader, 13 even, first place with 44 pounds and 12 ounces for Blake Schroeder. And the other thing about this, the more they move up, the more money they get paid. So it's very important for these guys to keep moving up. 44-12 through his 3 days. And we are off and rolling. A good start to our EQ season with a top 10 here at the second stop of the season, and it's been a good week.
Yeah, it's been a good week. You know, the good Lord's blessed us. You know, but people don't realize it could have turned out a lot different on Thursday. If you were out here on Wednesday, we probably wouldn't have went until, 10:30, 11 o'clock. The fog was so bad. So I was kind of nervous about that on the first day, but the good Lord blessed us, and we got to go fishing Thursday on time. And, hey, I needed all the time I could get each day. Just couldn't put another big one on the boat today. Thrilled to be here.
So saw some finesse tactics today. Was that kind of what got you through all week?
Yeah, the first day I didn't plan on finesse fishing that much. I've been catching them on a red chatterbait or a fire crawl chatterbait in the dirty water, and I went an hour and a half without a bite, and I found this spot on accident in practice. I just panned over and saw a bunch of fish in the middle of this creek, and I caught 2 white bass, and next thing you know, I caught a couple of blacks in there, and I rolled in there tournament day, filled out a limit real quick, threw it one. It was a 7-pounder, caught a 3-pounder, and that was pretty much all I had. I didn't want to go burn a bunch of stuff on the first day where I feel like I had a few fish that were one fish, little pockets and stuff on chatterbait. And yesterday, one of the places I saved, I think I had 9 pounds with like an hour left to go. And I went there and caught a 4 and a 3 and another solid keeper. So that move paid off for me, and I barely squeaked in the top 10. Today, kind of similar deal. You know, started off with a small one, scoped, like finesse fishing. Today was kind of weird. I had quite a few fish. I probably had 4 or 5 where they come up vertical on it, and my rod would load up, and I get 4 or 5 cranks on them, and they just come off. Oh, man. And nothing else I could have done different, and just part of it. And then today I said, look, I know how to get some big bites throwing chatterbait, and I just took off down the bank. Every single day, besides that one scoping hole, I never caught a fish in the same pocket or anything. I literally had to just keep on burning water.
Anybody want to say our thanks to?
Man, I want to thank my sponsors, Skeeter, Yamaha. Can't say enough about it. Every time I crank my motor, I know it's going to start and get me down the lake. Handled the rough water this morning perfect. It's a reliable boat, a reliable motor. Falcon rods, you know, I was throwing that chatterbait on a 7.4 heavy cover jig rod. A little stiffer rod for around here. A lot of the stuff I was throwing around was around stumps and rocks. I wanted to be able to pop it through, and when I did get them fish, I wanted to be able to get them away from that timber and stuff. And I just want to thank my family and friends and everyone. Couldn't do it without them. Kind of not typical for this lake, but I was throwing 20-pound tests in dirty and clear water and still catching fish. So it's just about that presentation, trying to get them to react.
Sounds good. I think he covered it. Don't you guys think so? Good job. Let's hear it for Blake Schroeder, your new leader. Have a seat. You're not going anywhere. You get to find out what a hot seat feels like on the Bassmaster stage. We'll see how long you sit there. The longer you survive, the more money you get. Handing that ticket, Ron. All right, this is a big hitter because he does have the big bass so far in the tournament. He is from Chameau, New York. Let's get loud for Zach Gutermote, 31-13 through his 2 days of fishing. Again, a 10-pound, 14-ounce monster on day number 2. 4 in the bag to unseat Blake. You need 13 even. Get checked in at 6'5", 6'5". Go ahead and grab him. Everybody hold up. 2-day total of 38-2. Second place for Zach. That's how tight we are. Is everybody had a shot coming into today to take home this trophy. And Zach Gutermote is in second with 38-2. EQ Angler, second stop. We've got a top 10. It's been a good week.
Yeah, I'll take it. You know, today was real tough, but honestly, just glad to be here, get out of this tournament with some good points after, you know, a halfway decent finish at Okeechobee. I'll take it. Yesterday was a day I'll never forget. That fish, honestly, it changed the whole tournament. And then caught a 5-pounder literally 5 minutes before weigh-in. and that got rid of another 1 pound fish. So honestly, it's just, I don't know, it was just meant to happen, I guess, and I wouldn't change it.
Well, let's hear the story of the big one. Where on the lake were you? How'd you catch it? Everybody loves it. I mean, we want to hear the story how it all went down.
Yeah, so I was about mid-lake, right about, I guess about where the rivers start to come in, and I was literally pulling my trolling motor out of the water because I'd been on the spot for about 45 minutes and hadn't caught much. So I'm pulling it out of the water, and I get it about halfway out, and the trolling motor turns, and I see the big dot on the scope, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that's probably a striper. And I'm like, you know, heck with it. I'll put it back down, picked up my rod, threw at it, leaned into it, got it up, and it came up, jumped probably 2 or 3 times right at the boat, and I lost it. I'll be honest, I didn't keep my cool very well. It took me back down to the timber, and 2 or 3 minutes, later, I finally got it back up and got it in the boat.
I heard 8-pound line.
Yeah, 8-pound line on a Demiki rig with a missile bait spunk shad.
But a PB, how awesome is that? It comes to Ouachita and gets his personal best.
Yeah, I actually got my personal best my second day of practice here. I caught an 8.75, and then actually got another one.
Same area?
Yeah, it was about 200 yards away.
Wow, so you guys probably want to find out where that spot is. All right, thank you. Who got you here?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my family, friends, sponsors, everybody watching back at home. I'd like to thank my boys, Trey Swindle and Jacob Bigelow, for sticking around. And, yeah.
You going to break it again at Santee?
I'd like to. I've been on a roll. I actually broke it in Florida when we were down there and broke it again twice here, so I wouldn't mind breaking it again.
Now it's got to be an 11-pounder to break it. Good job. Let's hear it for him. He's the big Phoenix Boat Big Bass leader. He's in second place. Hey, Zach, grab your ticket really fast. All right, like I said, he will emerge after this tournament as the EQ points leader no matter what. This is second top 10 in a row from Cumming, Georgia. Let's welcome to the stage Paul Marks. 31-15 through your 2 days. 12-14 puts you in the lead, looking for 12-14. 10 pounds and 9 ounces jumps you to second place. Reach in there. Let's hold him up. And again, he's going to be your AOY points leader after this week. This is his first year as a Tackle Warehouse EQ angler, and he is off to a great start, sitting in second place with a 3-day total of 42.8. Let's hear it for Paul Marks. I mean, we talked about it at Okeechobee. I think I asked you on that final day weigh-in, if I told you you'd take a top 10, would you believe it? And I think you said no, but now I'm going to ask you again, 2 top 10s in a row. How about that?
Pretty crazy. I don't really know how to even describe the feeling to get 2 in a row, and especially here, it didn't have a very good practice, but it worked out.
So Lake Lanier's home. So you said you didn't have a good practice, but are there some similarities here that you were able to apply?
Yeah, it's very similar. The timber's a little taller. There's a lot of grass here, and I didn't really practice much in the grass. I probably should have, but.
So break it down. How'd you get it done this week?
All on a greenfish, bad little dude, and a Zoom super fluke, just Demiki rigging them.
Area of the lake?
I was right here pretty close. I don't even know the name of a single creek here, so. I don't know where I was, but right over there.
Just right around what looks good, you start fishing?
Yeah, funny story with how I found my spot. There were some people hunting with dogs, and their dogs ran a deer off the bank. And I went over there to turn the dogs around because they were swimming across the lake. And then I just started fishing, and I found a spot I was starting in.
Sometimes the stars just align.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right, thank yous.
Thank my mom, my grandma, and her boyfriend for coming over here. It's pretty long ways, and they surprised me the first day, so that was cool. And then all my sponsors, John Meagle Chevrolet, Sonar Pros, Roman Shot, Fashion 10. There's a ton of them, but thank you to everyone.
A good Samaritan deed. Got him on this right spot. Let's hear it for him. Good job. Second place, 42.8. Off to a great start. All right, he's no stranger to a final day weigh-in stage. Andy Newcomb, come on up. He had a top 10 at last year's Lake of the Ozark event. And here we are again a few events later, and you're back here on this championship Saturday stage. 32-10 through 2 days. 4 in there today. If they go 12-3, you take over the lead, looking for 12-3. He's got it, 13 pounds and 2 ounces, 45-12. Through his 3 days of fishing, and Andy Newcomb moves to the top of the leaderboard. You're only going to catch 4. You might as well make it some big ones, and he did. Let's hear for him. We know it's not a 10-14, but We're curious. I'm curious. 6'3", 6'3". That's a nice one. I think I saw you. Did we see you catch that one on live?
Yeah, so today was pretty bad, actually. I started where I had one bank that I caught most of my fish, probably 7 of the 10 I weighed in the first 2 days. And I started there. I caught 3, boom, 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 but they were biting funny, missed a bunch. I pushed that shallow thing all day long. I knew that at some point they were going to turn on. Never happened. I had 20 minutes left, ran back down, picked up my Demiki rig, pulled into a pocket where I caught a 6-pounder in practice on it. Caught a 6-pounder. Nice. So same thing they were saying. It looked like a striper. It was about 12 foot down over 40 feet. I pitched at it anyways. It was trucking along pretty good, so it took about 3 pitches, and when I got it in front of her, she ate it. And I set the hook, and I said, I think that's a bass, Carl. That's a bass. So pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's been a special week. Second EQ event. I remember a story when I met you last year at Lake of the Ozarks. You said, because you just jackpotted that one. You said, I'm coming, and here you are. In event number 2, we're standing here on Championship Saturday.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to making Bass my home. I had a great, start to my career over there at MLF, and I appreciate everything they did. But, the Elite Series is where everyone wants to be, and so that's why I'm here. I'm here to make it. I'm putting in the work, and I'm going to try to get there. I want to say hi to everybody that's supporting me. I know I have a ton of people watching at home, all my sponsors, my friends. I want to give a special shout-out to my wife and mom for driving down today, and then also my housemates, Tom Lloyd, who finished 25th, Joe Weberg, who finished 16th, and then also Casey Scanlon. And Tom and Joe followed me around and gave me a hard time today, so that was fun.
You guys were dialed in that house. Good job. Take over the hot seat. Let's hear for Andy Newcomb. He's in the lead. We'll see how long it holds up. 3-day total of 45-12. All right, he had a 9:14. He was a big bass leader on day number 1. He is from Ontario. Let's get loud for EQ angler Evan Kung coming up. 32-10 through your 2 days. 5 in the bag, 13-3 puts you in the hot seat looking for 13-3. 9 pounds, 11 ounces, 9-11, going to jump him up to 4th place with a 42.5, 2-day total. This is Evan Kung's 2nd year fishing all 9 of the Opens. And in his 2nd stop, we're rolling into Championship Saturday. Nice job this week. And you came down here, and that was your PB too, right?
Yeah, that was my biggest one. I caught my biggest one at Okeechobee, and then I broke it again here.
Kind of sound like Zag. We're on the same trend. So tell the folks about that fish. I know they want to hear about that one.
Well, it was right in the morning. I saw it looked like a striper, but it was in the back of a pocket, so I said I'll cast at it anyway. He ate it, swam into a tree. I had to drive over top of him, get it untangled, and it sort of just floated up, and I grabbed him.
So in a tree, what pound line?
8-pound line.
Holy moly, I'm sure that got your heart going.
Yeah, I thought it was a striper for a while, and then once I saw it come out of the tree and float up, then I started. Then I panicked a little bit.
It's like deja vu all over again. Zach said he thought it was a striper, and he said he thought his big one was a striper, and you did too. So if you're going bass fishing, throw at everything.
Yeah, pretty much. I caught a lot of striper this week too, but that one happened to be a bass.
All right, so key lures. It sounds like some Demiki style stuff. What else were you throwing? How'd you get it done this week?
Basically all on a Demiki. I caught a bunch on a Great Lakes Finesse drop minnow, and then just other various fluke type baits.
And this is your first top 10, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, first top 10.
All right, well, let's get some highs and thank yous in.
I want to say thank you to everyone watching back home, all my friends, family, sponsors. Thank you to you guys for allowing us to be on Fox Sports, stuff like that. Daiwa. I caught all my fish this tournament and at Okeechobee on the same exact rod, reel, combo, everything. 7-1 Daiwa Steez with a Exist reel.
All right, well, it's been a special week for you. Let's hear it for him, coming to you from Canada, and he's in 4th place. And we go from Canada all the way to the West Coast out of California, Turlock, California, to be specific. Come on up, Christian Ostrander, 32-11 through his 2 days of fishing. He's an EQ angler starting off the season with a top 10 here at Ouachita. 5 in the bag to unseat Andy. You need 13-2. 10 pounds and 13 ounces up to 3rd place for Christian Ostrander with a 3-day total of 43.8. So it's going to be a good finish for him. The Cal Delta to Central Arkansas, 43-8. Let's hear it for the Californian. All right. So far, so good with this EQ season.
Yeah, you know what? Day one, it was, they were really biting. I was throwing a chatterbait in the dirty water, and they were eating it, and you really had to let them eat it, and I was jumpy as heck. And I had 2 big ones come off at the boat. And day 2, I mainly threw a spinnerbait, and, I caught some pretty big ones doing that. And that cold today was not good, man. My cameraman was shivering. I was frozen. It was a mess. So I'm lucky to even catch 5. I started out here on the main lake, caught my biggest one, and I should have probably stuck it out up here. Once I got up in that river, I've been in situations like this. It gets that cold, and those rivers shut down. But yeah, it was awesome, man. I'm lucky to make a top 10. So.
Like here in Lake India, you hear a lot of finesse tactics, but both you guys had the bait caster in hand and were throwing some power baits.
Yeah, back in California, we fish shallow. We love fishing in the rivers. Live scope's not as big back there, so we run around fishing the delta up in the mud. So, yeah.
You want to say hi or thanks to?
Yeah, all my friends and family at home. I got some great people backing me, so I'm going to try to stay out here all season and not go home. So. Yeah.
And so Andrew Loberg's liking it because I think you owe him rent because I think you're rooming with him all year. But good job. We'll see where you end up. Christian Ostrand, you're enjoying getting to know you this season. All right, he's out of Jasper, Alabama. He's been close to a top 10 before. Come on up, Logan Johnson. He's an EQ angler. 33-4, former Crimson Tide angler. 33-4 through his 2 days of fishing. 4 in there today. You need 12.9 to unseat Andy. Looking for 12.9. 11 pounds, 10 ounces up to second place for Logan Johnson, 44-14 through his 3 days of fishing. It's going to be a great finish for the Alabama angler. Rolling out of here in second place at the moment with 44-14. We got very close last year, Logan. I think a couple of finishes inside the top 15, but never could quite get into that top 10. And here we are, stop number 2 with a top 10.
Definitely happy with the finish. It's been a blessed week all week. It's last season it seemed like it was a glass ceiling for me to be able to break into a top 10. I was able to here in the second event. Hopefully we can keep it rolling going into CNC.
Break it down for us. How'd you get it done?
14. I was going to say 15, but all 14 fish that I weighed came on a Demiki. I looked at them all week. Quarter ounce dirty jigs guppy head with a either a depth Sakamata shad or a jerky J. And that's on a spinning pole all week.
You were close, weren't you, to here?
Yeah, I was within 5 minutes of here pretty much the entire time. I just kept small rotation places and kept rolling through them, and they just would not eat for me today.
We got a lot of momentum rolling into Santee Cooper. I know you got several people out there you want to say hi or thank you to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I art to thank all my sponsors, Eternal Lithium, Robinson's Auto Group, Richardson's Electronics back home. 2 of my travel buddies for hanging around, Bart and Jacob, and some friends of mine that drove all the way up from Alabama. So,
yep. Well, good job. Let's hear for Logan Johnson. He is inside that top 10 at the second stop this season with 44-14 for his 3-day total. All right, this angler had a very good Division II last year, several top 10s. He is from Moody, Texas. Let's get loud for Andrew Hargrove. Our final EQ angler to weigh in today, so this is going to lock up the EQ points at this point. Andrew, you got 3 fish. You need 11.9 to unseat Andy. Looking for 11.9. 9 pounds, 15 ounces jumps you to 4th place with a 44-3 2-day total for the EQ angler out of Moody, Texas. It's going to be a great finish for him. Here at this second stop on the Bassmaster Open Trail. And let's hear it for Andrew Hargrove. Watch you catch that big one. We were live was a little slow starting, but then all of a sudden you caught that first one. It was a good one, and then we were off and rolling on live this morning.
Yeah, I caught that good one, and then about 30 minutes later, I lost a big one, man. Probably 5 or 6 pounds, and there wasn't nothing I could do. I hooked her. She come up, and she just come up straight to me, and I had pressure on her. It just came off, and my bait hit the side of the boat, and I kind of laughed it off, to be honest with you, because I thought, well, here we go. I mean, I got that one to bite. I'm going to get some more bites, and it just didn't work out for me today. But super blessed week with how my practice went. Had a horrible practice, and just blessed to be here, blessed to get the points that I did, and get to roll on to the next one.
But I like pointing out former Tarleton State angler, and we've got several. You were at Tarleton. Blake went to, I think he got to Tarleton, or Stephen F. Austin. He was a college angler. Matt went to Arkansas Tech, and Logan went to Alabama. Several former collegiate anglers inside this top 10.
Yeah, man. I really think that just going through the college deal just gets you a huge head start on going through the opens or anything like that. I mean, just traveling the country, fishing different lakes and stuff like that, it really, really helps. And you make a lot of new friends and people that you would have never met before. So, I want to thank all my sponsors, everybody watching back home. A lot of support this week. I want to thank my girlfriend, Taylor, for trucking around with me all over the country. And, yeah, I guess that's about it.
Great job. He's no stranger to this stage. He had several top 10s last year. Let's hear for him one more time, Andrew Hargrove. All right, and then we were down to 2. Let's welcome him up from Glenwood, Arkansas, with 34-10 through his 2 days of fishing, Matt Baker. I said earlier, former Arkansas Tech angler. 5 in there to unseat Andy. You need 11-3. He's got it, 12 pounds and 3 ounces, new leader. Round of applause for Andy Newcomb. Thank you, Andy. We'll see you at Santee Cooper. That's the next stop for this EQ trail, next open stop. But right now, let's talk about Matt Baker. He is in the lead here on Championship Saturday with just 1 angler left. His 3-day total, 46-13. Well, not a bad tournament.
Not a bad tournament. I fished pretty wild all week. I've had a couple tough pre-spawn tournaments here the last couple years in a row, and so coming to this one, I knew I had to do something different. And when y'all were coming to Ouachita to start with, I knew I had to get in it, and then just went to new water. I fished places I've never thrown a bait before in my life in this tournament, and lived by some big ones the first 2 days. Had 2 big ones each of the first 2 days, 5-pounders, real close to it. And today I hooked one of those, and just for a minute and broke off. I fished in the ice this morning and slinging a jerk bait in the wind, and I think I broke a record, Kyle said, for the most backlashes on Bass Live. And so I picked backlashes a lot today, slinging that thing in the wind, and that combined with the ice, I'm sure I had a spot or 2 that wasn't quite 10 pounds worth of strength. And I lost the big bite I had today, but I had a good tournament. I'm thankful to be here.
Man, I was going to say, the one thing I noticed, the one thing that I thought was awesome, it took me back to college days too. We didn't necessarily have the newest and latest boat and the newest and latest electronics, but it doesn't matter. It got you here, and you got it done here on Championship Saturday.
Oh, I've got live scope. I've got a Humminbird side scan. And I'm probably in one of the best boats ever built, the 05 Triton. Got a cable steered trolling motor, so it's smooth for scoping. I love it.
I love it. You got your spot locks right here, right? You just look at the sun and the trees.
You don't need spot lock. You can't scope when you're spot lock.
Hear all this? I love it. It's awesome. All right. Well, thank you. Who you want to say hi and recognize?
Oh, I got a ton of people. I got a bunch here. I'm from the best community in the world. I had so many text messages when I got home yesterday. I tried to get back to all of them. I don't know that I did. I'm just super thankful for that, and it means a bunch. And my sponsors are awesome. I got Pro One Transmission in Texarkana, American Termite and Pest Control in Hot Springs, Trader Bill's in Hot Springs, Gwynn's Bow Repair in Mount Ida, Yum Baits, Toad Thumper Lures, Bass Planet of Arkansas, Stick 5 Rods. Who am I forgetting? I'm thankful for them all. I really am, and looking forward to the rest of 2024. I've had a good start locally here, and going to keep trying to make some money doing it.
You've done really well at the college series, but refresh my memory. Have we ever sat in the hot seat before?
I got second at Cumberland. So,
which one? We went there a couple times. Put you on the spot.
Spring tournament.
Jack Dice tournament.
Yeah.
Okay. All All right. Well, now you get to sit by yourself on the hot seat. Let's hear it for him. You're not going to be there long, though, because we're going to get you up in a second. Hey, how about that? You just made a lot of fans. I think everybody loved that interview. I know I did. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold Jeremiah's fish because we're getting ready to go down, but we're going to bring him up to talk, and then we're going to have the moment. So let's welcome him to the stage. He came into the tournament leading into the final day. Jeremiah Kindy, come on up. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Well, we're not going to talk about, I mean, a lot of people know we watched it go down, so, you know, should have an idea what you have. It's going to be close. But, you know, we always do this at the end, want a chance for you to talk about your week and thank some folks and all that stuff. So it's been a pleasure watching you all week.
Man, it's been, oh my gosh, such an awesome week. The biggest part of it's the family and friends and just, I mean, this is where I grew up fishing, and I just love this lake.
How'd you get it done this week? I mean, you got to kind of feel like you don't want to let too many secrets out, but that's the one thing. The one thing live does is it exposes some things.
It does, but that's fine. I caught 14 of my 15 fish on either Norman DePolin, XR75, the old XR75, and a Duo Realis trap, and I caught one on a Kitech swim bait. That's all 15 of them.
I mean, I noticed one time today you said they're usually on that rock when it's blowing out of the north, and you missed that one, though.
Yeah. Well, I missed some other stuff, too, this morning.
You called your shot. You just didn't get the fish in.
Yeah, I know. But that's a little better than the rod I lost right off the bat.
Well, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. You ready? All right, Matt, you come right here. Jeremiah, go get those fish, and let's see who is going to take home this trophy. Hot Springs, you guys ready? All right, let's welcome him to the stage. 35-12 through his 2 days of fishing from Benton, Arkansas, Jeremiah Kindy. Bring him up here. 5 in the bag to unseat Matt. You need 11-2. If it's anything lighter, it goes to Matt. Looking for 11-2. He's got it, 16 pounds and 7 ounces, and Jeremiah Kindy is going to be your champion. 52.3 is going to be his 3-day total. And he's going to be going out of here a champion, $44,000, Richard. And let's hear it for him, your champion, Jeremiah Kindy. And you're no stranger to big-time tournaments. I think they pulled some history. You haven't fished in an Open since 2001, and it was right here. But, you know, why not get back in one and just win the thing?
Well, this one's a little bit better than that one. I think Greg Hackney won that flipping when there was grass up around Shangri-La.
Crazy.
Yep.
The lake's changed a little bit.
A little bit, yes, sir.
But I know you're excited and, you know, going out here, Victor, and what better way to do it than on your home pond?
Yeah, I mean, you can go anywhere in the country, but winning at home is just special.
We didn't talk about thank yous, but I know you got several folks you want to say thank you to.
Definitely my family, and there's one of them right there. Oh, Kiwi. So, just like Matt said, my dadgum phone, I couldn't even rig my baits. That means the world to me.
It's awesome. I mean, it was fun to watch it go down today. And the one thing I learned, you got a lot of respect around here. Everybody knows the name Jeremiah Kindy, and they were pulling for you.
Well, it's because of people like my dad, Bruce Pennington, you know. I hang around good people.
You ready for some hardware? Let's get our friends up from St. Croix Rods, Eric and Austin. They're going to bring up the hardware. And Hot Springs, you got one more job. I need you to get loud. He is proud to be called one of you guys. And he is your champion. From Benton, Arkansas, Jeremiah Kindy is going home with the hardware berth to the 2025 Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Classic. $44,000 richer. And let's hear it for him one more time, your champion, Jeremiah Kindy. We got some checks. Hold that up. You can set the trophy aside. And there you go. $44,000 later. Let's hear it again for him. Keep those applause going. And when I say it, one more, we'll talk just little bit longer. When I say, I mean, you guys have been awesome, and we've had all kind of challenges this week from the weather, but just the folks in this area, I know they're proud of you, but we've thoroughly enjoyed our stay.
Oh, my gosh. These people around here are so great. Y'all picked a really good lake to come to, and I hope y'all come back.
I don't think it's going to be 21 years now.
Oh, well, let's hope not, because Hot Springs is awesome.
It is. We have enjoyed it. Let's hear it for him one more time. We'll let you go off and celebrate. We will. You can take a picture of that, but I will. Good job, and we will see where you end up. All right, second place, come on up. Matt Baker, 46-13. Let's get him back up. Don't go far. Is he coming back up? There we go. We got our hardware. Come on up, Eric. Let's hear from Matt Baker. Yeah. I want to tell him how much money he's winning. Matt taking on $17,718. Third place, Andy Newcomb. Step on up. Hopefully Andy's still here. Here he is. Come on up, Andy. Taking on $13,289. He's going to be your highest finishing EQ angler this week, so he's taking home the max amount of points for the EQ. Good job. Let's get a picture right there. Congratulations. Let's hear for Andy Newcomb. Good job. All right, I'll go through the rest of it. Good job, Andy. Fourth place ended up being Logan Johnson, taking home $12,403. Fifth place, Blake Schroeder, taking home $11,517. Sixth place, Andrew Hargrove, taking home $10,631. Seventh place, Christian Ostrander, $9,745. Eighth place, Paul Marks, $8,859. Ninth place is Evan Kung, $8,859, and the same amount, $8,859 for 10th place. Zach Gotremote, he'll also be getting the Phoenix Boat Big Bass check too. That'll bump him up to the $9,000 mark. So again, Hot Springs, you guys have been fantastic. That is going to conclude our tournament this week. It has been a great one. We appreciate it. I promise you we will be back as long as you guys will have us back. This has been fantastic. Our next stop for the St. Croix Bassmaster Opens is in 2 weeks in beautiful Manning, South Carolina on Santee Cooper. That's Division I stop number 2. But you don't have to wait 2 weeks to see some more bass fishing. Our Bassmaster Elite Series kicks off next week at Toledo Bend. You'll be able to follow along starting next Thursday on Bassmaster.com and FS1 for all the live action to see who's going to take home that trophy. Then the following week, Lake Fork. So we got bass fishing all over the place. We had this week, and the next week's Toledo Bend. Then the week after is Lake Fork. Then the week after is Santee Cooper. We are in the middle of bass fishing. So again, you guys have been fantastic. For the entire Bass staff, the Bass Nation, we thank you guys, and we will see you from the open stage in Santee Cooper.